And one thing I like to look at is the unit. So the acceleration has a unit of meter per second squared. Now, if you're me, I see that and my brain doesn't really produce much. That doesn't mean anything to me. Backing it up, we go to velocity as measured in meters per second. That you can wrap your brain around, right? Because if something's moving at 10 meters per second, that means that every second that goes by, the thing traveled a distance of 10 meters, right? That most students can kind of wrap their brain around that. After 1 second, it's gone 10 meters. After 2 seconds, it's gone 20. After 3, it's gone 30. Okay, what's a meter per second squared? That's weird. The way I like to write it out, and this is where the fractions would come in. If you can imagine a meter per second, imagine a fraction here. So meter per second, right? And I'm going to divide that by seconds, which if you recall how your fractions work, is the same thing as a meter per second squared. You have meters per second, right? Divided by seconds. And let me explain that. So if you drop a ball off a cliff, right? The acceleration due to Earth's gravity is 9.81 meters per second squared. Let's just call it 10 because it's easier to think about. But instead of meters per second squared, we're thinking of meters per second. So here's what I mean. You drop the ball, right? Right when it drops out of your hand, it's not moving at all. After 1 second of falling, it'll be moving at a speed of 10 meters a second. After 2 seconds of falling, it'll be moving at a speed of 20 meters a second. After 3 seconds of falling, it'll be going 30 meters per second, etc. The speed is increasing by 10 meters per second, per second. Does that make sense? And then if you remember how fractions work, the per second on the bottom, think of it as s over 1. You flip it and multiply, and then you get your meters per second squared. So I'd like to start with the units. First, making the units make sense. It's an acceleration of, say, I'll use another, like 5 meters per second squared really means that for every second that goes by, your speed increases by 5 meters a second. Acceleration is a change in velocity. Anytime your velocity changes, you're accelerating.